In 2023, 6 trained U.S. federal officers reported seeing the same strange phenomenon in the sky. During a routine operation somewhere in the United States, 2 federal agents noticed a large glowing orange orb hovering above them. Then something even stranger happened. Small red orbs appeared to emerge from the larger orange object. The red objects moved independently, mostly forward but sometimes vertically before disappearing. Over just 2 days, 3 separate teams reported similar sightings. According to their accounts, the phenomenon happened 5 times. And these weren't random, anonymous witnesses. They were federal officers who later gave sworn statements describing what they had seen. Then, 2 years later, another team reportedly returned to the same area by helicopter. They saw an orb hovering close to the ground. As the helicopter approached, the object suddenly appeared about 20 miles away, moving so quickly that the helicopter couldn't follow it. Then 4 or 5 additional orbs appeared. The activity reportedly continued for around 35 minutes before everything stopped. Objects like these are commonly called UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Today, the US government often uses the broader term UAP, or unidentified anomalous phenomena. But unidentified does not mean alien. It simply means that with the available information, the object hasn't been conclusively identified. And reports like these aren't new. In 1947, private pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying near Mount Rainier in Washington state when he reported seeing 9 bright objects moving through the sky in formation. Arnold estimated they were traveling at roughly 1,200 miles per hour. When describing their movement, he compared it to a saucer skipping across water. Newspapers transformed that description into something much more memorable: flying saucers. Within weeks, another incident would turn UFOs into one of America's biggest mysteries. Near Roswell, New Mexico, rancher W. Mac Brazel discovered unusual debris scattered across his property. The material included foil-like pieces, rubber, and other debris he couldn't immediately identify. After hearing reports about flying saucers, Brazel informed local authorities. Then came the announcement that changed everything. On July 8, 1947, Roswell Army Airfield publicly announced that personnel had recovered a flying disc. The story exploded. But within a day, the military changed its explanation. It said the debris came from a weather balloon. That reversal helped create one of the most famous conspiracy theories in American history. Over the following years, UFO reports multiplied. In 1952, unidentified objects were even reported over Washington, D.C., with unusual radar detections contributing to nationwide attention. The U.S. government needed answers, so the Air Force launched Project Blue Book. Between 1952 and 1969, Project Blue Book investigated over 12,000 UFO reports. Most eventually received ordinary explanations: aircraft, weather balloons, stars, planets, satellites. But 701 cases remained officially unexplained. That number sounds extraordinary, until you discover what the US government was secretly doing in the skies during exactly the same period. And that's where the UFO story becomes much more complicated. During the Cold War, the United States was secretly testing technology that ordinary people weren't supposed to know existed. One example was Project Mogul, a classified program that used high-altitude balloons to detect evidence of Soviet nuclear tests. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force revealed that the mysterious debris recovered near Roswell was connected to Project Mogul. That changed the story completely. What people thought might have been an alien spacecraft was officially explained as secret American surveillance technology. And Roswell wasn't the only case. During the 1950s and 1960s, the United States was developing advanced aircraft and reconnaissance systems while UFO sightings were rapidly increasing. This creates an interesting pattern. Many famous UFO sightings occurred in places where military activity, surveillance, or experimental technology was concentrated. And that pattern still appears in modern reports. Recent unidentified objects have been reported around places such as Iraq, Syria, Greece, and the Indo-Pacific, regions where American military forces and advanced surveillance systems operate. There are at least 2 possible explanations. First, some UFOs could be classified American technology. If you're testing a secret aircraft, drone, balloon, or surveillance system, you obviously don't want the public or another country to know exactly what it is. Second, some unidentified objects could belong to foreign governments. China, for example, has developed high-altitude surveillance balloons. In 2023, a Chinese balloon crossed the United States before being shot down by the U.S. military. And many other UFO reports eventually turn out to have much simpler explanations. Drones, aircraft, balloons, satellites, planets, reflections, or unusual atmospheric phenomena. But that still doesn't explain every case. Some reports remain genuinely unidentified, and some of the strangest accounts didn't even happen on Earth. During the Gemini 7 mission in 1965, astronaut Frank Borman reported a bogey in space. Ground control asked whether he was seeing the spacecraft's booster. Borman responded that the booster was also visible, suggesting he was describing something else. During later Apollo missions, astronauts also reported unusual flashes and lights. Some of these observations may have natural explanations, including sunlight, reflections, radiation, or high-energy particles. But other observations remain uncertain because the available evidence isn't strong enough to determine exactly what was seen. And that's the most important distinction in the entire UFO mystery. Unexplained does not automatically mean extraterrestrial. The Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, was created in 2022 to investigate reports of unidentified anomalous phenomena. According to the findings described in these investigations, there is currently no verified evidence that the U.S. government possesses extraterrestrial spacecraft or is secretly reverse engineering alien technology. NASA has reached a similar basic conclusion. There is currently no conclusive evidence that UAPs are extraterrestrial. Most investigated sightings eventually receive ordinary explanations, but not all of them. Some remain unidentified because the videos are unclear, sensor information is incomplete, important data is missing, or there simply isn't enough evidence to reach a conclusion. So could intelligent alien life exist somewhere in the universe? Absolutely possible, but have these UFO cases proven that aliens are visiting Earth? No. The mystery isn't that we have proof of alien spacecraft. The mystery is that after decades of investigations, thousands of reports, military encounters, radar detections, photographs, and videos, there are still objects in our skies that we cannot confidently explain. And until better evidence appears, they remain exactly what their name says: unidentified.